Oh, there you are. Hello.
All right, I'm starting the stream.
Okay.
We'll see if this works.
All right.
All right, stream is starting up.
Are we live?
Look at that.
Hi, everybody. Look at this. Look at this. Craig Passman's wife made me another Yoda. You remember? I know it's not Yoda, okay? But if this is Baby Yoda, then I'm thinking that this must be Grandbaby Yoda. Yay!
Miniature grandbaby Yoda.
So is my audio is way lagging my video, right?
Your video is way lagging your audio.
Oh, okay. Same thing.
Yeah.
So this is good. Nice. I don't know why. We've been having some fun technical difficulties. This time, I don't think this is me. We think this one is Steve's, so that makes me happy at least. He's got two different sessions of Mimo Live. One that my video and audio are great, except for the fact that he can't hear my audio. We don't know why, but this is the way we can get something onto the video stream. So it's time for a roll call. We have Mike and Brett and Kevin and Dave and Jill and Jean. Hi, Jean. And Marty, and I believe that must be Guy and Rick and Sandy. So let's see who else is. Oh, Nick might be here. Let's see. We saw Nasnot. John is here. Why is that not scrolling? Oh, that's right, because I can't scroll with this one. Nasnot. John is here, and Rose and Frank and Widgetbot.
And I'm going to leave to get your refreshment.
Okay, I think I'd like a 99-cent beer today.
99-cent beer coming up.
I always call them 99-cent beer. Nolan's company, Ballast Point, makes them, and they are 99 calories. But for some reason, I can never remember the word calories, and I call them 99-cent beers. So let's see. I don't remember if you guys told me if you can hear playback on this. This will be my voice played back. Hi, this is Allison Sheridan of the NosillaCast podcast, hosted at podfeet.com. Confirmation you guys can hear it? Well, there wasn't music. I didn't say it was music. Why would there be music? That was just a test. Okay, good. So you guys heard it? Good. All right, I'm going to ask one question. So the only thing we are going to say about it is everybody healthy and well? If everybody says yes, then we're moving on. So far, so good. Yes, all good here. Good. So far, fingers crossed, doors locked. Mentally, no. Good. All right, Mike's well, Jill's well, Kevin's well. Marty was always weird before the epidemic. So, but we're not going to talk about it. We are going to have a virus-free zone today, if that's okay. So if everybody is okay with that, we will get started. As Steve is bringing my liquid refreshment, but we'll be able to get started in just a second. That's why we're here. Yeah, hey, we can all be, we're all nerds. We're great. We're going to be good at being locked up, right?
Quick question.
Turbo boost. Yeah, turbo boost is on.
Is on.
Yeah, that's the way we want it. Good question. All right. Most of us should be locked up. Yes. Okay. So we're just going to have fun today. We're going to be all geeky all the time. Let's go ahead and get started with the recording here. I'm going to mute Steve. Unless you wanted to say hello to everybody first. Or did you already say hello?
Oh, I think I did say hello.
Okay.
So goodbye.
All right. Here we go. Oh, change my mic a little bit there. Wait a minute. That's Chitchat. That's the wrong music. I'm sitting there going, I don't know when to start talking. That doesn't sound right. Let's start with the NosillaCast instead. That will be better. All right. Let's go ahead and save and give it a name. NosillaCast NCEP. Save. All right. Hi, this is Allison Sheridan of the NosillaCast podcast, hosted at podfeet.com, a technology geek podcast with an ever so slight Apple bias. Today is Sunday, March 15th, 2020, and this is show number 775. Now, it's funny that I stumbled over the number because I really think I should put a random number generator to tell you the episode number, since I cannot seem to crack the code on simply adding 1 to the previous number. Many thanks to Bob Morgan for pointing out that last week's show was not NosillaCast 744, it was 774. I swear to you, I got straight A's in calculus, but this addition thing just it baffles me. Well, I'd like to say a quick happy anniversary to my darling husband, Steve, the person who is definitely the force behind the show that helps me keep going. We celebrated our 37th anniversary this year, and as I said in my my social media post, if we had been born 100 years ago, our life expectancy would have been 37 years. So, I think we're doing pretty good. Well, we do have a fun-filled tech show to distract you from all of the happenings in the world today. We're going to learn about the MyQ connected garage door opener from LiftMaster at CES. I'm going to tell you a story that will make you wonder why anyone chooses Android. I know there's Android listeners, and I'm not trying to irritate you, but the story I have to tell, I don't know why. So anyway, then we'll go back to CES and we'll learn about electric vehicle wall chargers from a company called Wallbox. If you're thinking your toothbrush isn't as smart as it should be, you will enjoy the interview with Colgate about the Plaqueless Pro. Fitting prosthetic limbs is a painstaking and painful process, so we'll talk to Radii Devices at CES, who told us about some tools they're developing to reduce the number of fittings to reduce pain points via their heat map type applications. Then we'll cleanse our palates as I tell you about my favorite new distraction for it's on iOS, Android, and even the web. It's called fluid simulation. All right, my intro, and there's a big typo up here. What was it? Random number, pervious number.
Interestingly, your voice is synced up with your video, and mine is not.
Oh, you look good to me.
Okay,
so maybe it's healing itself.
Well, here I'm about a half a second off, but you're right on.
So, what do you? Oh, that's funny. It got better.
Yeah.
Okay, so that tells you it's nothing we know we can fix, right?
Not right now, that's for sure. We'll just let it go. Just let it. Yeah. Best to let it finish.
Best to let it go. Does anybody else see? Do they see the lag? Do you guys see the lag?
I would assume they see what I'm pumping out. Nothing is synced on YouTube. What we're talking about is the audio on YouTube compared to the video on YouTube, not the audio on Discord compared to the video on YouTube. When I say YouTube, I also mean podfeed.com. Yeah, a lot of you don't look at the video, which is probably better tonight since they're not in sync. Normally the... All right, we'll let it go.
In fact, what would be great is if you didn't watch either one. It'd be awesome. You should just do that.
So Sandy's saying no lag on podfeed.com, but I'm seeing a slight lag in my audio from my video on podfeed.com.
Okay. Well, maybe you should stop watching yourself.
Let's move on.
Frank and John both say it's in sync. Oh, you watched the video after the fact. Wow, you are a glutton for punishment, Kevin. All right. Muting Steve. This week's guest on Chitchat Across the Pond, I think, is your favorite guest. We have Dr. Marianne Gary of the University of Waikato. I have a lot of trouble pronouncing that. No, that was terrible. Start over. Start that again. This week, I've got back on Chit Chat Across the Pond your favorite guest and mine, Dr. Marianne Gary of the University of Waikato. I asked Marianne to come on the show this week to help me break down a research paper I read that it's not actually in her area of expertise. Nonetheless, she does help me understand the testing methods used and helps explain whether the conclusions are useful of the paper that we read together. The paper we talked about came to my attention via the Daily Tech News Show with Tom Merritt. The paper is available as an open access paper, and it's entitled Relating Natural Language Aptitude to Individual Differences in Learning Programming Languages, and it's on nature.com. This is a study that was done out of the University of Washington, which hypothesized that learning to program might not depend as much on math skills, but maybe was more correlated with language learning skills. If found to be true, it brings into question why we usually have higher level math requirements in universities for programming courses. Now, I can imagine pretty much every nerd listening, which is all of us, getting our hackles up at the very thought that math isn't more important to programming than the ability to learn languages. Now, that was certainly my first reaction, but reading the details of the paper and going through it with Marianne brought me around to thinking maybe there's some merit to this idea. But it also might point you towards thinking that maybe you can't broadly apply this concept, but it's a real good thought piece. You can find this episode in your podcatcher of choice under Chit Chat Across the Pond Light. And of course, as always, you can listen over at podfeed.com. And let me give a little shout out here. Sandy, in particular, will want to listen to the entire episode. Ah. Ha.
Ooh, little teaser there for Sandy.
The entire episode.
I think
you don't find out till the end. All right.
So Kevin's giving you a gentle reminder.
Oh,
little
yes.
Save and
that might be good.
Mark.
And then go copy this. So I finally sent the Hindenburg people a video explaining and showing my my problem with copying and pasting those links into the app. Drive me crazy.
And
let's see. I just sent it to him.
Oh.
To the entire episode.
One of the products I have never reviewed on the show is the LiftMaster with the MyQ smart garage door opener. And the reason I haven't reviewed it is because Steve and I installed it and it just worked. There was no story to tell, and I like to tell a story. You know, there's got to be trials and tribulations. And we put this thing together, and now I can control my garage door. It's a smart garage door open. It's fabulous. I love it. But I didn't have a story to tell. So I have stopped by the LiftMaster booth to talk to Kevin Brigham so he can tell you about these fabulous products and get the credit they deserve that I never gave you.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for...
All right. Who's Betty? All right. Oh, okay. I gotta write it down a note here. Okay. All right. I gotta put in a chapter mark.
All of a sudden we started experiencing lag. I wonder why that is.
So that's really interesting.
It's about 2 seconds now.
Wait a minute. Why is that next?
Synced up. That's weird. It gets out of phase and then it syncs back up again.
All right. I need to have my... I never gave you a review of the Moto G7. It is the subject of
this next
my upcoming
segment.
rant. Yeah. Oh. Wait. What is that from? Oh, I know what it is. There's a really funny thing here on some of the crossing things. What do you call the button you push that you try to get the light to turn green to let you walk across the street? One of them down in San Diego, when you press it, it goes wait, and you press it again, it goes wait. So if you press it a lot of times, it goes wait, which is what we always do with it, right?
Yeah. And what did that remind us of?
I was just going wait just now, so it reminded me of that. All right. I didn't put in the chapter marker for this, but I bet Kevin reminded me. Yep, he did. I think you have to read Kevin's messages to me out loud, Anna. I don't look over here. All 45 right. minutes to drug time. Yay. Let's see. Here we go. All right. Muting Steve. Come on, the first letter is wrong. Not then. All right.
So much.
Really cool, and I love my MyQ system. It's great.
Thank you for being a customer.
The next time you hear me saying that Android and iOS are pretty much equivalent now in terms of security, would you please reach over the internet and slap me upside of the head? Seriously. Now that you know the end of the story, let me start at the beginning. In April of 2017, I bought a Google Nexus 5X because I needed an Android phone to initialize the Google Fi data cards I'd acquired to give us inexpensive data while on our international travels. I had a lot of fun learning Android too, so that was a double fun. I chose the Nexus 5X because it was the least expensive phone I could buy that was still being sold by Google. I wanted a phone sold by Google because I knew that other manufacturers didn't necessarily give you the latest OS or even security updates after a while. I knew that if I went with Google, I'd keep getting updates. One entire month after I bought it, Google announced that they wouldn't guarantee security updates for the Nexus 5 after September of the following year, that my brand new phone had a life of maybe 17 months. I was furious. Well, the good news is that Google did support it longer than they guaranteed, but the Nexus was officially cut off in 2019. I plan to throw it in the bin, as Bart recommends, but NosillaCast Joe LaGreca said he wanted it for some localized testing, and I knew he was going into this with his security eyes wide open, so I let him have it. I went to the SMR Podcast Facebook group where a lot of Android folks hang out, and I asked them what I should buy. Again, my requirements were few. I wanted the least expensive Android phone that had the highest probability of getting security updates for a long time. The only job this phone will do that it'll perform, other than giving me another chance to play with Android, is to act as a tethering device while on an international travel. While the Google Fi cards work in iPhones, Google doesn't let you tether from the iPhone. The phone that got quite a few recommendations was the Moto G7 from Motorola, which cost me $199 for a 64 gigabyte model. I never did a review of the device, but I actually really like it. The hardware feels solid, the camera is mediocre, but it's fine, and it's really fun to type on with the haptic feedback, and I like the fingerprint sensor on the back. I played with it for a bit. I loaned it to my friend Diane with my Fi cards when she was on vacation, and then I threw it in a drawer to await our next trip. A few weeks ago, Bart mentioned a security patch for Android, so I pulled it out to run the update. But I couldn't log into the device, and it had been too long to use the fingerprint sensor. I triple checked my password, which was, of course, in one password, and I was putting it in correctly. Now, why would that be? Well, I went online and I found a way to wipe the device in a very Linuxy, geeky kind of way. With a double secret key combo, you can boot an Android into a recovery mode and wipe all data and do a factory reset. I ran through the steps, and in a little bit, I had a fresh version of Android on the device, and I was able to recreate my login, add my fingerprint, and start putting applications on the device. But first, I ran system updates. Now, Android doesn't really make this easy. First, you open settings, which is a reasonable place to put it. And all the way at the bottom, you'll find system, which says below it, it includes languages, time, backup, and updates. Tap on that, and you'll see a list of system things you can change, none of which is updates. The last thing is advanced, which is folded up for some absurd reason and includes system updates at the very bottom. You sure wouldn't want a novice user to install system updates, now would you? Okay, the last time should be the last thing. Remind me to push this up when I'm done. Okay. I ran the updates until it said it was up to date, shut it down, and threw it back in the drawer. Then just last week, Bart mentioned another critical Android update. I whipped open the drawer, pulled out the Moto G7, and ran the update request again, and it said, "Your device is up to date." And it proceeded to tell me that the security patch level was December 1st, 2019. But the latest update for Android 9, also playfully called Pi, was February 2020, not December 2019. I don't know what I'm so worried about, though. The security bulletin listed on source.android.com only talks about that security update fixing a critical vulnerability that lets a maliciously crafted PNG execute arbitrary code. So it's not like it's a big deal, right? All right. So it's time to contact Google. Why was this thing not getting security updates? This phone is 7 months old, and I'm not getting security updates. I found live chat with Google, and while Jennifer at Google seemed quite lovely, she said as I bought the device via Google Fi, I would have to chat with them instead. but she happily transferred me over to Jyoti from Google Fi on chat. Jyoti first explained that if I had the device enrolled in the Android beta program, that might be preventing it from getting the latest security updates. She sent me a link to check if I was enrolled. I knew I was not, and the link simply said that the beta for Android 10 was complete and to go away. So they don't have a beta for Android 10 because Android 10's out, so you can't be in the Android beta program. She didn't seem to buy that I couldn't check my device there, but there was no other option. She kept saying, "Can't you see it?" I'm like, "No, it's not there." Then she said, and I quote, "The updates for Moto G7 or for updates." No, this is exactly the way she said it. "The updates for Moto G7, you need to contact the Motorola." And while her grammar was atrocious, the message was worse. She could not help me with OS updates, even though her company/organization sold me the phone. She insisted I had to talk to the hardware manufacturer, even though it was the operating system. Well, if I was annoyed at Jyoti about this, it was nothing compared to the level of service I got from Motorola. First of all, they start you off with a really annoying virtual assistant named Molly, Molly gave me links to do the software update that returned an access denied message. So that was a real helpful website. I just kept typing it in too many words till Molly decided, maybe I better give her to a real person, and I was given to Joanne. I explained that I was not getting the critical February 2020 update, and she explained that all I had to do was install the Lenovo Smart Assistant in your PC and connect to the phone. Lenovo? Why am I being, what? Lenovo? What's Lenovo got to do with this? After a few messages back and forth, I found that Google had sold Motorola to Lenovo. Okay. I explained in what was a slightly annoyed tone by this time that I don't use a PC, so I can't install the Lenovo Smart Assistant. It's a Windows executable. Her answer was just a smidge less helpful than her previous message. She said, and I quote, "That is the only thing we have here, as we do not have tools to distribute the updates. I understand that you need help. You did not receive the security patch. We do not have the tools to send the patch in your device, and the only thing we have is the Smart Assistant. If you want, you can check it with our developers forum. It will receive updates." Okay, that sentence didn't make a lot of sense either, but wait, the forum is going to receive updates? That doesn't make any sense at all. I also questioned her use of the adjective developers for this forum, suspecting it was actually a user forum. She assured me it was developers. The only useful thing I got of Joanne was that I had her confirm twice to make sure she understood my question that the Moto G7 should be getting these updates. It's not like it's been end of life or anything. It's supposed to be getting the security updates. She explained that I could mail the phone in for free, and if not damaged, they would fix it. That doesn't make no. Explained that I could. Okay, no, that text right. She explained that I could mail the phone in for free, and if damaged, they would fix it. Well, since this device has only been handled a few dozen times, I'm pretty sure it's not damaged in any way. I told her I'd check the forums, and the minute I said I was going to do that, she hung up the text chat on me. I really wanted to check that first before she hung up, but she got rid of me. By this time, I was in pretty deep, so I signed up for the forums. After all that falderall and I was finally in, I did a quick search for Moto G7 update, and I got 0 hits. All right, I'll post my own question. So where's that new post, new question, start a conversation button? I am not joking. I cannot find it. By this time, I'd spent about an hour and a half on the phone, and I went to bed. Well, after my morning run the next day, I was refreshed and ready to do battle on this problem again. Google gave me the phone number to contact Motorola tech support on the phone like an animal. So in hopes that I got someone better at this than Joanne, I used the telephone. I got my little friend Joe on the phone from Motorola and explained the situation to him. He completely understood what I was asking, and he immediately gave me this answer. "Updates come out at random. We don't push them to everyone at once." I said, "Hey, that's a terrible answer." He said, "But I'm telling you the truth." I said, "Oh, I'm 100% certain this is the truth, but that doesn't make it a not terrible answer. It's still a terrible answer." I explained Apple ships its new OS to every single eligible device within the first few days. And I also didn't even bother to point out that they update devices back 6 years. Now, I normally use the moniker my little friend for people who help me, and you might be surprised that I did anoint Joe with this title, but it's because he was very clear from his tone that he also thought this was a terrible answer. I pointed out how the February patch fixed a critical vulnerability that allowed this maliciously formed image file to have access to remote execution. So it wasn't like these patches were important or anything. He was very apologetic and knew it wasn't what I wanted to hear. And he wasn't at all defensive. So, I mean, how can you be mad at the guy? He's been tasked with giving you a terrible answer. I asked him whether Motorola controls the servers that do the pushing or whether it's Google. He said it was Google. I don't know if he was certain about that, but I suspect he's right. Well, after I got off the phone with Joe, I kept searching for more information and found a Motorola site that would reveal exactly what security patches are available for the Moto G7. Remember, I've been saying there was an update in February? Well, turns out there was one before that in January that I never got. And better yet, there's yet another one I haven't received from March 1st. I am 3 patches behind on a 7-month-old phone. Now, since then, I've tweeted out to Motorola, and Motorola asked me to DM them my IMEI number, which I did. And you know what they said? It was awesome. They said, download the Lenovo Smart Assistant to your PC. Okay, great. So then I got a survey asking me how happy was I with the phone support that I got from Motorola. I didn't say nice things. I was polite, but I said, yeah, I didn't get any help and I would love somebody to contact me. Here's my email address. And I got an email from a senior advisor called, by the way, Joe was his name. I hope it's not the same guy. And he said, oh, yeah, I'd like to help you. Give me some times you're available. And I did. And that was 3 days ago. And Joe hasn't gotten back to me. So if you ever hear me saying that Google's getting really good at security patches and updates, please write to me and remind me of this article. You can even write it in all capital letters. In our NosillaCast Ways discussions, I often hear people complaining about Apple's refusal to update someone's iPad Air 1 or 2007 MacBook. I don't want to hear about it, okay? Apple is amazing and Google stinks at this. Now, let me say one final thing on the topic. I hate to be corrected as much as the next person, but I really hope that the representatives from Google, Google Fi, and now 4 different reps from Motorola are all wrong, and there is a way to kickstart the updates to my 7-month-old phone. Please tell me if I'm wrong, and even better, tell me if you know how to make this happen, please. There. How's that for a rant?
Good rant in true Podfeet style.
92 things. Anybody know the answer to what should have happened?
I didn't see. Well, that was Jill's suggestion of getting a PC. You could borrow hers.
Buy a PC. Well, so
No,
I
borrow hers.
could put a VM on my Mac.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
By the way,
we got a lot on the show.
Terry joined us.
Terry, which flavor?
Austin.
Terry, Texas. Is that Terry Austin?
I believe it is.
No, I don't. Other than so I could put that on there. Oh, sell your backup PC, backup PC. Oh, that would be funny since I sold you my backup Mac. Does it still get security updates? Oh, it is Terry. Oh yeah, I can see him pulling his own face off in a really creepy way.
That's Terry.
All right. Wow. How did that go so long? We're 22 minutes and I've only done 2 articles. Oh well.
I didn't think you had that many. How many articles do you have?
I have 2 that I did, but I'm saying this is we're only on the 4th or the 3 we had MyQ. Yeah, we've only done 2 things so far. How did I get to 22 minutes? That must have been longer than I thought. How to make this happen, please.
Well, you guys know I'm wild about electric vehicles.
They
Did you do a save and all that?
I did a chapter mark. I don't know if I did a save, so I'll do a save there. Okay, so we are now going to do nope, I'm just going to start recording because this is I should tell you. No. Nah, here we go.
Price.
Very good. Thank you very much. This is really interesting.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, this week on Pledge Break, I am not going to ask you for money. Instead, I'd like to ask you to help me evangelize the podcast. If you listen to an episode of one of the shows and you learn something, or maybe you're just entertained, please consider tweeting, Facebooking, TikToking, or Instagramming about the show. Let your followers know that you get value here and more people will come to join the party. You can make it easy on yourself and follow me on Twitter and just retweet the spam I put out about the show, or join our Facebook group and share my spam from there. I'm not too good at Instagramming stuff because there's no Mac client and I'm trying to get better at it. So you can follow me there on Instagram at Podfeet, but I don't think you can re-Insta. Can you? Anyway, I should give you a warning about my Instagram feed. It's mostly pictures of my grandson getting cake pops. If you have any questions on how to do this, follow the masters, Frank Petrie and Roger Nash. They are dedicated retweeters, sharers, likers who keep the fun flowing. Is it too much work to do all of this? How about dropping a review on Apple Podcasts? Those seem to matter quite a bit too. If even this is too much work, how about telling your friends and family about the show? Chris Ashley of the SMR podcast always tells his listeners to put their friends in a headlock and make them subscribe. Thank you in any case for any way you choose to support the show.
So
How
you
was
chose
that?
to do that one slightly out of order? Or did you already add the wall box charger?
I already did Wallbox.
I didn't even
did
hear it. I didn't even
Well,
see it or hear it.
I played the 5 seconds, and then when I came in, it was going like
Point and
this.
super high tech for the price.
Okay. Well, I'll post it.
I can't help it if you're not paying attention.
5 seconds.
And you
wow.
What's that?
5
and
seconds.
and you can also see it. Oh, you didn't even put it up there. Okay. Well, you can see it if you switch over to Hindenburg.
Let's do that.
See if you believe me.
Wall box.
See?
Yeah, you got it in there.
And it's right here. Okay. Okay. Now what am I doing? Next up, Colgate.
This
Gotta
is a
learn to
fun
brush
one.
your teeth.
Yeah.
So I'm going to tell a funny story. Maybe I should tell it afterwards.
Yeah.
Did you listened to it recently? Did we talk about Joe wanting toothpaste?
Yes. You should play the end
Did
of
it in
that.
the interview?
Yes. It's in
Okay.
the interview.
So I would have to play it down at the end.
Yeah. Do you want me to find out about where? I think it's the last minute or so.
Okay. I can do it there. Or any way you choose to support the show.
I'm with Dr. Pat Verdun at Colgate.
Because this is hilarious. Start back. About a minute, you think?
Yeah, I think about a minute.
So maybe there.
Very cool. This is a labor of love for me because I think it's going to really get oral care and oral health in the world,
Taking
to
it up a
much,
notch,
much better
huh?
place. I'm really thrilled.
So we're obsessed with all of our dental care enough that our children mock us for how much we do for our teeth. So this sounds great to me.
Oh,
What is
really?
what is the product called?
Okay, it's Plaqueless Pro,
Plaqueless Pro.
right? And we're in the process of putting it out in the middle of the year. We've been working with Apple for about 2 or 3 years. We have our brushes in Apple stores now. This will go into Apple and it'll go to the profession first to see, get traction with them. And then we'll get it out to consumers.
Wow, that sounds fantastic. Well, whatever can save my teeth.
Yeah.
And by the way, my friend Joe here forgot to bring toothpaste on
What?
travel. Do you have any?
I don't.
The Colgate booth has no toothpaste.
No.
Well, you know what?
Headline,
Maybe we'll
headline.
just go down to the Crest booth to
No,
get
don't
some.
go there. Oh my goodness, that's terrible. We should always have toothpaste in life.
I think so. I mean, I'm thinking a giveaway here, Pat. I mean, that's
I know. We need that swag. Oh, it was really great.
All right, thanks for the interview. Nice to meet you, Pat.
Okay, so nice to meet you. We need that.
Isn't that awesome? That cracked me up. I'm going to say something about that here. Do you remember what booth it was he went to where he did find toothpaste? We didn't do an interview.
I think it
'cause
was
there
a Colgate
huge line.
booth.
No. It was a different company.
Well,
But we didn't interview them because there was a huge line and it was weird.
I think I can
They had a
pull it up.
bus.
Yeah, they had a van where you could actually, they had sinks where you could actually go up and
Yeah, I don't think it's important who it was, but I'll go ahead and say that.
I mean, that's
I know. We need that swag. Oh, it was really great.
All right, thanks for the interview. Nice to meet you, Pat.
Okay, so nice meeting you too. Take care.
Okay, I thought that was so funny about her not having toothpaste. I mean, come on. That's like the easiest branding ever. Just bring those little tiny tubes that the dentist gives you. And I do want you to know that it did work out for Joe, because we found another company that had some automated toothbrush, and they had this big bus that you could get into and actually stand there and brush your teeth. So he was able to go in and run one of these automated toothbrushes, smart toothbrushes. I don't remember the name of the company. We didn't interview them, but he did get his teeth brushed. So you don't have to worry about that. It's so funny. And he was so happy to have it. Okay, get ready to give them the audience the link, Steve. Actually, I can give it
to the next post.
Yeah, but not that. The we'll give them the good link. Where is it? No, here it is. There it is. Just give them this. Okay, everybody go here and play. That's more fun than the article, don't you think? You can give them the article too if you want.
So again, that's out of order. Or did you already do radii devices?
Oh, you're right. Shoot, stop playing.
Yeah, remove that.
Radii.
You can remove that link.
Can I?
But they probably already clicked it.
We've lost them now.
Yeah, already downloaded it.
Love apps like this. Yeah. Well, so I didn't know there was a web app, so that's kind of fun. Let's see. I think I already put that in my copy.
So I'm going to pull up a picture of Joe at the booth. I think I got it.
Oh, you have a picture of him?
I think I do. Joe brushes. Oral-B.
Oh, it was Oral-B?
Oral-B. There's a shot.
I'm sure he'll really appreciate you.
Yeah, I'm sure he will.
Are you going to do it?
Let's see.
Oh, Michael Price is here. Hi, Michael. When did you sneak in? So I am putting in radii devices. I've put in a chapter marker and I've saved. He did get his teeth brushed, so you don't have to worry about that.
I'm in the radii devices booth with Joshua Steer, and he's going to show us some really interesting software for trying to improve the fit of prosthetic limbs. Did I get that right?
Yes, that's exactly right. So we're working with prosthetic limbs such as this, and we're trying to improve how well they fit. These sockets at the top are all bespoke to the individual, and they're designed by these highly skilled clinicians. But it's really challenging to get the fit right, looking at 9 visits on average.
So the socket, for people who are unfamiliar, is the thing that what limb you have fits into. Is that correct?
Yes, exactly right. It acts much like a pair of shoes. So if it doesn't fit, then it causes pain as they walk around. But like a pair of shoes, you can just go back, try on a new size. Here, they have to go through this long fitting process all over again.
And do they have to remake the socket to do that?
Yes, every time. So you end up in these long cycles, weeks between visits. So it can take months before the socket's actually fitted.
So your goal is to get the socket fitting as good as possible right at the outset, correct?
Yeah, that's exactly it. We want to give the clinicians that design these devices the technology that they need to be able to improve the design and get a faster fit.
Okay, so we're looking at an iPad here, and I'm going to...
Steve, that is such an awful picture.
Here, let me blow it up a little bit.
That's hilarious.
See,
the look on my face.
Well, you were doing
we recorded some audio of that, didn't we?
Yeah, well, you did a play-by-play.
We never produced that. I think Joe asked you not to.
Oh, that's a loss.
Yeah, the lost interview.
Yeah.
All right. So now I'm allowed to go and do the be happy one. Right? Now can I do
now you can become happy.
Become happy and connect to our big interview.
You are allowed. You have permission.
All right.
Did you do chapter mark and all that, as Kevin likes to remind us? Let's check you.
That's what I'm doing as we speak. See me doing it?
Looking good. Wait a minute. No, it's not.
What's not good about it?
Well, because it's just frozen. I need to update it here.
How did it freeze? That was weird.
It freezes when it's in high bandwidth.
Just gets in a mood. So is our delay all fixed now?
Let me check. All right. Talk to me.
What? I'm just messing around.
All right, it looks okay.
Thank goodness. Okay. Plus, this is open source too. There's just everything to love about this. All right. We'll do it like this.
Interesting things coming out of the medical area. Thank you very much, Joshua.
Thank you very much.
Lately, I've been posting a lot of very deep technical articles and reviews of very useful applications and products, productivity apps. But I think the time has come to review something frivolous and only for entertainment. I found something that's not a game, but it's also not productive in any way. It is so pleasing, I have to share. The app is called Fluid Simulation by Pavel, let's see if I can pronounce this, Dobryakov. Pavel Dobryakov for iOS. When you launch the app, all you'll see is a black background with a, I'm going to work harder to do his name from scratch. How would you pronounce that? Dobryakov. Yeah, there we go.
Dobryakov, yes.
Lately, I've been posting a lot of very deep technical articles and reviews of very useful applications and products that'll make you more productive. But I think the time has come to review something completely frivolous and only for entertainment. I found something that's not a game, but it's also not productive in any way. It is so pleasing that I have to share it. The app is called Fluid Simulation by Pavel Dobryakov for iOS. When you launch the app, all you'll see is a black background with a hollow white circle in the upper left. For a moment, you'll be baffled, but the only logical thing to do is touch the screen and see what happens. You'll be rewarded with a glorious burst of colored light where you touched, and it'll fade away in a moment. Well, wait a minute, if I touch it and get light, what if I move my finger around? Suddenly you're painting with glorious light that moves like, well, a fluid simulation. Your first touch might be shades of yellow. The second time you touch it, it might be pink, and the third time, turquoise. Each stroke lingers, so adding strokes adds this beautiful cacophony of light together. If you do it just right, you can get the different colors to bang into each other like little mushroom clouds of color. If you put fluid on an iPad, it feels even more like painting with liquid light because of the giant surface. As soon as you're on this bigger surface, it will occur to you to add a second finger. If 2 fingers look so cool, how about 3, 5, 10? Technically, you can do multi-touch on an iPhone, but it may not occur to you straight away. Once you get past a couple of fingers, you can't see the colors because all your fingers are in the way covering the screen. Well, but wait, Allison, I'm on Android. What about me? I want to play. Well, good news, Pavel loves you too. I installed Fluid Simulation on my Moto G7 from the Google Play Store, and I got to tell you that the simulation is just as gorgeous and fun there with multi-touch on Android. Now, pretty soon you're going to think, well, that was swell and entertaining for a minute, but what else can it do? That's where the little circle comes into play. There are a ton of settings to mess with that change the behavior of the light as you paint with your fingers. Their viscosity and radius and time and vorticity and bloom and sun rays and speculate and more. Now, I don't have a PhD in fluid dynamics, but I'm thinking maybe Pavel does because the toggles and sliders make really interesting differences to the look of your dynamic playground. As you play with these settings, you'll realize you've got nearly endless combinations you can create. You can even save presets of your settings, so if you find combinations that please you, you don't have to be afraid of losing them when you play with the switches. If you throw Pavel the grand sum of $4 entire as an in-app purchase, you get even more switches to play with. You get things like pressure and edge and emboss and fringe and pixelated and flare and more and more and more. Now, for free, he lets you even take screenshots to try and capture the beauty of your fleeting creations. I'm not sure why that's free. I would have charged for taking the screenshots. Now, I got to tell you, I have a lot of trouble paying attention. I find it difficult to focus on one thing at a time. But I have found that if I find something mindless to do with my fingers while I'm listening to someone, I can actually pay better attention. So don't tell Bart. But one of the ways I focus on the intricacies of the JavaScript he's explaining or the details of a particular hack on security bits is I'm playing with Fluid Simulator while I'm listening. Now, I got to tell you, my description sounds really clinical to describe Fluid Simulator. Let me pull a few quotes from Pavel's About on the App Store to give you a feel for the app and for the developer himself. This beautiful creation can help you to chill, relieve this pesky stress from your mind, and enjoy your moment of life right now. When you first launch it, you're going to be freezed by a beauty, that magnificence that you have never seen before. Believe it or not, you will become happy playing it, squeezing every seconds from it to experience love and connection to our big universe. Is it not yet convincing for you? Then you are a type of person that this app is made for. It's going to reassure your grumpiness and you would become a very enjoyable person to be around with. Also, show to your kids, they're going to like it. You have only one life, so what are you waiting for? Stop reading this and play it. Isn't that awesome? I love that part. But he goes on. He says, you may ask how it works, and I can say it works by a force of magic. Our universe works by principles of emergence, small physical rules that make all life possible. This app simulates liquid, gas, and water. This is a simulation of fluid's life. Very satisfying and trippy experience. Watch those colorful swirls, feel the flow, become enlightened person. You really should stop reading this and install the app instead. Get a fresh dose of fluids to your mind. Just stop already. Do it. So seriously, how can you not play with fluid simulation after reading that? In my research for this very serious topic, I discovered that he's even made a web-based version and he put it up on GitHub under the MIT open source license for all to enjoy. It's at paveldugreat.github.io, and of course, there's a link in the show notes. If you want to compare notes with other fluid simulation people, he's even got an open Discord server where people share screenshots and ask questions. Pavel himself has been helping in answering some of my questions. You can join, as he says, the best Discord server in the world, and he puts the link, and I can put it also in the show notes. Now, if you don't believe me that this is an awesome app to relax your mind, maybe you'll believe the 5,789 people who have given Fluid Simulator an average of 4.9 stars on the App Store. All right,
Not a bad
people are
rating.
playing, huh? Yeah, isn't that crazy? Oh, it works with Apple Pencil? I haven't played with that. That's cool. Wait, why are you saying, can you hear me, Steve? Hella cool.
Do I have to explain this?
Mm.
Frank
What did you
types
do?
in Papa ...
Oh, and you said, can you hear me?
And everyone and Sandy and Kevin are in the chat room saying, no, we can't. What does a yellow light mean?
But how did you know that's what he meant?
It was right after he typed it.
Yeah.
Dot, and then I started mine with ... I thought those would connect, but apparently, yeah, that was too
Yeah.
far.
Well, I get yours, but why was he asking the question? That's the real question.
I don't know. I assumed he was just throwing something out to change the topic, as Frank is wont to do.
There you go. Let's see. I did see a typo somewhere right there. That's where there's double.
Yes. Thank you, Guy. Guy got it.
What?
Rose got it. Okay. Okay, everyone got it this time.
So they say, right? Pretty soon you'll think. Where is that? I see
Even
it.
Mac Genie got it.
What do you mean, even Mac Genie?
I'm yanking her chain. Yes,
Yeah,
it was one of the best episodes of Taxi.
Oh, that you're talking about.
What does a yellow?
Sorry. There it is.
It's it's almost on par with WKRP's episode when. What was the character's name?
Are you going to do the Thanksgiving one?
Yeah. What was the character's name? Help me out, chat
I don't know.
Les.
It was the boss.
Says, and
no. It's not Les. It's the. Oh, I thought it was the boss.
No. It was
Les?
I think it was Les. Yeah.
Okay. Say your line, dear.
I'm not sure I remember it.
As God is my witness, I thought turkeys could fly. We're rewatching. We've just started watching Taxi again, so we're hoping to get to the what does the yellow light mean? The Reverend Jim isn't on yet, but Latka is still there, and oh my gosh, he is laugh out loud funny.
I thought it was Les that.
Oh, Terry says it was about. So does Marty. Oh, and Terry did the quote too.
All right, How many vote for less? How many vote for the boss? As
Boss.
saying that phrase. Well, Carlson may have thrown them, but it's who gave the line. Who gave the line as God is my witness? I thought turkeys
I
could
can't
fly.
picture Les saying it.
Okay.
Oh, the boss said they
the
couldn't
boss
fly?
said it.
No,
We're
Kevin
gonna have
says
to
the
do.
boss said
We're
they
gonna
could.
have. Oh.
Oh. All right,
we
everybody
go.
stop and play it. Too many people hitting it at once. This is 4.5 minutes long.
Should I not play it?
Well, I think we're all playing it. I think we got to move up on it.
Let me. I'm gonna go forward.
Find the timestamp. Oh.
It must be when he
Oh,
comes
here we
in,
go.
right?
It's about 3:30. Okay, just the boss comes in 3:53. It's the boss. 3:57.
3:57.
I think we should rewatch that show too.
Yeah, we probably should.
Booyah, says Marty. High five, Marty. Oh, wait, we can't touch each other. High five. All right, here we go. I'm going to finish the show. All right, here we go. Well, that is going to wind us up for this week. Do not forget to send in your dumb questions, comments, and suggestions. You can do that by emailing me at allison@podfeed.com. You know, we're almost out of CES interviews, maybe a few more weeks, and I'm really liking how I get to play with my programming and we get to have all this content. So if you want to start brushing off your microphone, doing some reviews, I mean, that'd be fun. Not mandatory, though. Save it in case I get to go on any vacations. You know, we got a grandbaby coming up, another one. So got a lot to look forward to. Can always use the help. Anyway, you can do that by emailing me at allison@podfeed.com, and you can follow me on Twitter @podfeed. There we go. Anyway, remember, everything good starts with podfeed.com. You want to become a Patreon? Podfeed.com/Patreon. You want to just do one-time donations or once a quarter? Podfeed.com/PayPal. Want to join our Facebook group? Podfeed.com/Facebook. Want to join our Slack where Bart hangs out? Podfeed.com/Slack. And if you want to join in the fun of the live show, head on over to podfeed.com/live, where Mac Genie came in for the first time in a long time. You can do that on Sunday nights at 5 p.m. Pacific time and join the friendly and enthusiastic Nosilla castaways. Thanks for listening and stay subscribed.
So we actually have 8 interviews left. So 2 shows for each.
Oof.
CES interviews. I'm saying this for Frank because he's been tortured by how long these have been going. And we're going to end the last one. I've decided we're going to end. We'll have the last one be a humorous one.
Oh, I know what it's going to be.
Apropos.
It's a really important one. That is
hopefully it'll be over by then.
Yeah. You can do Slack. And if you want to join in the fun of the live show, head on over to podfeed.com/live, where Mac G. Yeah, that's what I wanted to hear. Why did I do that big gap there? Follow me on Twitter @podfeed. There we go. Anyway, remember, everything good starts with Podfeed. I'm reading and I'm that bad at it. All right, let's do our outro. That's how you can tell that I'm not. It's not pre-recorded. Thanks for listening and stay subscribed. Oh no, guy. That's something that Terry will appreciate your joke. Why did the clown not laugh when he broke his arm? It wasn't humorous. That's Terry's kind of humor because he's an anatomy professor. Oh, that didn't end up too long. 46 minutes. Perfect. All right. Well, it's 5 minutes early, but I think I'm going to let class out. Everybody stay safe. And, we'll be here. Hey, we can, whenever, did they say yet when WWDC is going to be? We're going to get to all hang out together, right?
Online.
So that'll be fun. Online.
Yeah,
we'll have a party.
Date. They did announce it would be online, but I didn't see a date at that time.
Yeah, well, that'd be great. We'll all get to watch it together. That'd be fun. All right, everyone. I think I'm ready to close it out. Steve, say goodbye, Steve.
Good night, Gracie.
All right. Bye, everybody. Bye, Rose. Hang us up, Steve.
Hang it up.